It's a mess, but it's a nice mess. Stick around. Hi, folks. Old Man Grognard here. Now, I was going to continue with showing you my movie collection and recommending movies to you, but right now I have to do a review. And it'll be followed up by some more, probably another episode dealing with the films I have of these people. Friday night, I finally got to see Stan and Ollie, which was released in December of last year. This is 2019. This is a 2018 film starring Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly as Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. It chronicles their last live tour of Britain, which was done about 12 years after they had stopped making movies. They had wanted to make another film, but it turned out to be their last tour. Oliver Hardy took ill. He had a heart attack while on the tour. They finished the tour. He went home, and he didn't get any better. And about 6 months later, he was gone. I think that was it. And then Stan lived until 1965, writing material for them. And he never performed again, but he kept writing material for them. This film, okay, like everybody else, I feel like I'm going to join the throng to say this is a wonderful film. I absolutely love it. I'd love to go see it again. Unfortunately, it's only played in one theater here in Oklahoma City, and we caught the late show, and it's about on the other side of town, so I may wait until it comes out to DVD or if it moves to other theaters closer by. But it's directed by John S. Baird and written by Jeff Pope. Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly, as I said, starred as Stan and Ollie. Nina Arianda and Shirley Henderson were their wives. Danny Houston played Hal Roach, and Rufus Jones played Bernard Delfont, the agent over in Britain who got them the tour. Now, I like this movie on several levels. One, I'm a big Laurel and Hardy fan. And this movie had some problems, but it didn't matter because the subject matter and the performances were so good. What little things they got wrong, they got 10 things right. I was so blown away. And I've watched the trailers since I heard the announcement last month. So I was wondering if I saw the whole film in the trailers. I didn't. As a Laurel and Hardy fan, I know a lot of their lore. I know this was their last tour, but it was not their only tour. They had toured since the 30s and the 40s. They used to go over USO tours with other celebrities and do things. They toured throughout the late 40s, and they just kept going. And at one point it says that, now here's one of the mistakes as far as I'm concerned. It's not really a mistake, but I understand why they did it. Oliver Hardy did do a film with Harry Langdon called Zenobia. And he did it because his contract had another year with Roach, and Roach wasn't going to let him go. And they were getting ready to move to Fox, and he didn't show up to sign the contract, according to the film. Now, and this created hard feelings between them, according to the film. Now, I know for a fact that Stan did not, there was no conflict there in real life. Stan was, he loved that babe, Oliver Hardy, was still working. So that was kind of, I know they did it. They had to put a little drama, some kind of rift in there, I guess. But I like the fact that they went beyond that. The friendship still stayed. They were still friends. And it may have hurt a little, but in the end, they got each other's back. Yeah, they were kind of like oil and water. They really did. They're kind of like, they did different things on their off time. They had different interests. They had different friends, but they were still friends. That's what I liked about it. I also like the fact that you really get the sense that they never stop performing. They do, you know, it's not like they never walk on stage, but they see people see them, and they just sort of kind of go into a bit of business, which is kind of cool. I've seen actors and stuff who can't get off stage. Drives me crazy. But these guys know their public, and they know that they've been doing this for so long. It's incredible. And you realize, yes, Stan was a workaholic, and he did all the writing and stuff, but you also realize Hardy needed to be there. Babe needed to be there as a sounding board for Stan. Stan would say, what do you think of this? And Babe would go, well, I don't know. How about this? How about that? Okay, how about this? Oh, yeah, that works better. And they would just do it that way. I know in real life, Babe didn't. He went out, he played the horses, he went out to ball games. He liked to go out with other celebrities, other friends, because one, he was just a social animal. He really was. He was very polite, and he's very sociable. He loved his wives, but he also felt like he couldn't contribute much to the films other than performing, which is not, it was kind of an inferiority complex, because he just felt like he couldn't contribute anything to the writing or anything like that, but he did, and he didn't know it. And this film, Coogan and Riley nailed it. They nailed their parts perfectly. I listened to them. I watched them. I forgot who I was watching. I thought I was watching Stan and Babe. I really did. And the little things, like the first scene you see is them talking about Ollie's ex-wife, and they're in like the dressing room they're getting ready to do Way Out West. This takes 1937. And Stan's sitting there, he's cutting the soles off of his shoes. Why? Because that's what he did when he was in character. It gave him that, it was helping him give that ungainly walk, that loping walk that he had. That was part of his things. When he was backstage in the wings waiting to go on, he would check his cuffs. His cuffs were held together by paper clips. And it was just a character thing. And I loved it. And they have little things. They're walking through the set. They meet Jimmy Finlayson. He says hi. He goes out for a smoke. Now, Janie Houston plays Hal Roach. He wasn't that aggressive, but Stan did have problems with Hal. He really did. But they gave him a little more too aggressive in this, and it was almost like he was putting Ollie in the movie just to spite Stan. I don't think it was that way. It was just a business, And Rufus Jones is Bernard Delphine. Now, a lot of people are saying, he's slimy, he's just doing a one thing. No, he's not. Yeah, he may worry about the money at first, and his other act, Norman Wisdom, but as the movie went on, he started to appreciate them more. Their first opening in the leg of their journey just before London, he comes back with great news saying he got bigger theaters because more word got out that they were there doing this. And he watched the show, and he came back, and I could tell the minute what he said, he looked at me and goes, that was magic. That was magic out there. And you could tell he really understood and appreciated what they were going through. It was just an incredible film. You should go see it. I know it's not nominated for any Academy Awards, and all I can do is go, oh, well, we have the film. And other than Buster Keaton, who hasn't had a decent bio, they really needed a biopic. I mean, something done right. And you can tell the people who made it, from the actors all the way down, were Laurel and Hardy fans. And I knew the Brits would make this. This is a British production, maybe co-production, I don't know. But I knew they'd do it because they've been in love with Laurel and Hardy ever since they came out. The first time they went over, when they were in the middle of their height of fame, they were mobbed everywhere. In fact, you see in the last leg of the tour in Ireland, in the film, people are at the boat. They're just jam-packed in there. They're in Cobb, Ireland, and the church bells are playing their theme. They were that loved. And also, I know they didn't show any of the sketches Stan wrote for them, because he wrote special. So he did one where Ollie has to go get a driver's license. They have this cop and just the two of them. It's funnier. I've read the scripts. There's a book called The Comedy World of Stan Laurel, which had the scripts in it. I think it's out of print. But they decided instead, and there's also one called Birds of a Feather, but I think they decided to just do adaptions of things from their films, kind of like Laurel and Hardy's Greatest Hits, which is okay with me. And I forgot to mention the wives. The wives, Nina Arianda and Shirley Henderson, they're a riot. They're like oil and water. It's great. They become friends after a while, but, you know, Nina Arianda, who's playing Stan's wife, who's all like, oh, I was a famous dancer. I'm a famous Russian dancer. And Shirley Henderson, who was a script girl that Ollie married, and she just punctures her balloon every time. It's great. So just, if you want to see a film about Laurel and Hardy, by Laurel and Hardy fans, go see Stan and Ollie. You won't regret it at all. All right, there's my review. We'll get back to the DVDs and stuff next time. So until I see you next time, bye-bye.